Oh, right. That's right. I am back. For some of you guys that were wondering where the hell I've been all this time, well, I was actually in the hospital and I had to do some back surgery. And the crazy thing about this was the way it started, I felt like there was like a pain in my knee. And this actually started on the 8th. And in the back of my knee, it felt like there was like a rubber band like pulling. And I didn't think too much of it. I thought, you know what, maybe I should just go ahead and stretch. And I was. And I noticed that I had a couple comments from you guys. And I really do appreciate this, okay? And, you know, one of the subscribers from Hawaii, give a quick shout out, HPD. You know who I'm talking about. Basically mentioned to me it's probably a sciatic nerve. And I Googled it and I'm like, you know what? It's just along the back of the knee. It's not a big deal. I don't think it is. Maybe I just need to stretch. So by the 9th, it got really bad. So I was doing a video tour of a property of Copper Leaf by Century Homes. I'll have that in the link in the description below. And I was walking around and it felt like the back of the knee was starting to like pull like a rubber band, like the nerves were pulling. It was weird. Then it like shot up to my hip. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I need to go to the urgent care. So I think it was on the 9th I went to the urgent care, or it was on Sunday. I don't remember, the 10th. But when I went to the urgent care, they took all my vital signs, gave me a shot. And the doctor basically said, look, it's not sciatic nerves. So I was like, okay, cool. And she said it's something that has to do with like the back of the knee where if you exercise a lot, you run around, you can, really swollen up the knee and you could have liquid in your knees. So basically she gave me some sort of like antibiotics. Now, when I was there, the craziest thing about this was that I actually got to meet a fan. So while I was in the waiting room, there was a guy, give a quick shout out to Mark, the guy that came in to draw my blood. Basically, he was like, you know what? I looked at the chart. I couldn't believe it said Chakits. So he walks in and he goes, you're famous. I'm like, what are you talking about? All right. Now my chest is all pumping like, yeah, I'm famous. Whatever. Now, anyway, cool dude. Did a great job of drawing my blood. Got to meet a fan, and also we got a picture together, so I thought that was kind of cool. So anyway, I got my steroids and also some sort of antibiotics or something like that. I'm not too sure what it was at that time. So like by Monday the 11th, I thought I was fine. Coming around to Tuesday, I noticed that I was having that pulling pain again, and it was going into my hip at this time, okay? So it was progressively getting worse. So I was like, what is going on? So I didn't really think nothing of it. I waited till the next day. Then at that point, my leg was throbbing and was hurting so bad, and it was getting into my hip. So I was like, you know what? It's got to be this sciatic nerve damage. It's got to be. So I went to the ER, right? I actually had to ride the ambulance. This is how bad it was. I was laying in bed. I couldn't even stand up, or I couldn't even move the hip. Now, if I moved the hip slightly, it felt really good for just a second, but every position that my hip was in, the nerves were really pushing on it, and it really hurt. So I literally had to call the ambulance, and the ambulance had to come upstairs to put me on a stretcher to get me downstairs because I could not walk. So I had to ride the ambulance all the way out to St. Rose. I was there, and it was pretty empty, which was great. And at that point, they gave me some shots. I walked around, doctor wanting to walk around. It felt good. So what they did was double dose the steroids and the antibiotics. And I thought that's all it was, where I just had to go home and rest. Now, about 2 days later, after being doped up on all these drugs that I was taking, the pain was coming back. It was so bad to the point where I didn't cry, but almost cried. But I was in so much pain that I could not literally move my hip. Okay? Had to call the ambulance again, come pick me up, take me down the stairs. throwing me on a stretcher, went back to St. Rose. Finally, the doctor at St. Rose said, hey, let's do an MRI on your hip. After doing an MRI, the doctor noticed that I had a bulging disc, right? I don't know if it's called a bulging disc, a disc. And I guess it was pretty big to the point was like it was bigger than my thumb, and it was pushing on the nerves in my back, sending that sensation down to my hip, down to my knee, all the way down to my ankles, right? So basically when I went there, I literally had a fever, so I had to stay overnight. So now I'm like, what is going on? So I had to stay until the 16th, which is the day of my surgery. So basically the doctor comes in and says, look, this is what's going on. You have to have surgery. There's no way around it. Now, for some of you guys that don't know me, I am a chicken shit when it comes to surgeries. I had multiple surgeries throughout my life, but I just don't like surgeries, okay? It just scares the living death out of me. Now, so I decided, hey, you know what? Let me call my wife. I need her to talk me into it, okay? Because she's more balanced, she's more grounded. So after talking to the doctor, talking to her, I decided that I'm going to go ahead and do the surgery. Now, once I did the surgery was complete. I was feeling really good, okay? I don't know if I was high on drugs, but I could feel my feet. I could wiggle it around. That pulling sensation on the nerve was no longer there. So now I'm there until probably like Monday or Tuesday the 19th at this point. The doctor says, you know what? It is time to go home. Now I realized that I could barely walk on my left leg. So I had to get like one of those, you know, those crutching things or the crutches. I'm not too sure what it is. But I had to walk around with that thing because I could not literally walk on this leg. Now, as I was getting better, you know, having antibiotics or whatever I was taking, I started to feel better. So I literally started walking about 3 to 4 days ago, but I can't really walk as fast, so I'm kind of walking with a limp. Now, the thing about it is now I still have a pulling sensation in the back of my knee, and also I noticed that my foot, about 75% of it is numb. I can't feel it. So I contacted the doctor and I said, look, doctor, what's going on? He says, this is normal and this is going to take some time. So basically I'm going through the healing process right now. Now, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my boy, Rudy, video photographer. Okay. He has been doing the B-rolls for us for all this time that I have been in the hospital taking a break. Now, I want you guys to understand that I'm still doing the full video walkthrough videos, okay? That's something that I've always implemented every single day. But unfortunately, what's going on with my life right now, I can't do it. So I'm going to give it a couple more days, and I want you guys to be patient with me. Then we're going to go back to those educational videos and those walkthroughs. And also keep in mind, with this platform, we have new creative ideas for videos, okay? So for all you people out there are saying, hey, go back to the old format, the old format is still there. We release videos every single day, but now we are adding more new creative content. Other than that, guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the blessings, prayers, and all the love. I can't believe how many of you guys out there really do care about me, and I just really do appreciate it. You know, I feel like we're just like one big family, okay? Much love. Now, if you guys have not had a chance to subscribe to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Other than that, until next time, peace.